welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to touch base with you all real quick about a couple of things that we had questions about in one of my latest videos. I kind of tried to read some of the comments. I tried to comment back, but sometimes that is more irritating to my eyes than, kind of autocorrect fixing whatever I talk to text. Sometimes is more irritating than like having the device read the comments to me. So I just was reading some of them and I noticed a couple of questions about my Christmas tree and Christmas decorations. I had a question where someone had asked me, can my home health aide help me with my Christmas decor? And then somebody else asked me, if Lisa and Mom can help me with my Christmas decorating. As far as Lisa's concerned, no. She's not really supposed to be walking even as much as she is, but she refuses to just sit. Unfortunately, she may be doing more damage, but I'm not her, and I can't make her do anything that she doesn't want to do. The other thing is, my home health aide can help me do whatever I need her help with. And Mom can only do what her back will allow her to do. That being said, none of those people can get the stuff from the shed. That's only something Jim can do. So that's just to answer that quick question. The other question was about wound care. People had a couple of great suggestions to ask about the medicines, and also I had a question which I think I mentioned in a previous video. There's like a misunderstanding that the Silverdine was the stuff that she prescribed that was not covered, but the Silverdine is the free sample that I'm getting because it's so inexpensive. So thanks. Look what my bestie got me. Coffee. Want me to stop this so you can have a seat? Let me turn this so she's off the camera. So hi everybody. The Silverdine is the free samples that the doctor is giving me. That's not the stuff that's not covered by the insurance. The stuff that's not covered by the insurance, it honestly is a medicine that I don't remember the name of, but I will try to remember to put it down here, just if you're interested. I did have a suggestion that somebody ordered the medication from Canada, which is an option, but she was saying how it was a $900 medication that cost $100 in Canada, and currently I don't have $100. And that brings me to like another question that keeps coming up, and I will point it out that I'm not really 100% sure if it's just sort of like people don't watch every vlog or things just don't make sense. One of the things that I say is that I don't have the money for something right now. I can't afford it right now. And I vlog almost every single day. So if the vlog for Monday says I can't afford it right now, that doesn't mean I don't have money on Tuesday. It may be that I don't have money on Tuesday, but it's not definitely implied. I mean, it's not a definite guarantee that I won't have money on Tuesday. If I go to the doctor and the doctor's like, this thing will help you, and it's like $12, and I'll be like, well, that stinks because I don't have $12 right now. That just could be like 2 days before payday and I don't have $12. There is a lot of misconception about my financial status. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not talking about that at all. But one of the things about life on a budget, and one of the things we often talk about is life on a budget, is that the budget is ever changing. People's budgets are ever changing. You can plan for an event and then have an emergency come up. So that changes the plans you have for that event, or vice versa. So one of the things that my mother-in-law had suggested when the car went, when I had the brake issue that I told you guys about, one of the things that came up Well, she said, you should really try to have like a little savings for these types of things. And I said, well, I do. I saved up for Christmas. And then I saved up for my trip to Vegas. Then I started saving for Christmas. And then the breaks went in the interim. Because obviously when you save for Christmas, that's not like you don't buy your Christmas presents the day before Christmas. Or I don't anyway. So having a budget for an event doesn't necessarily mean that you have no money every day. So there was a question. I'm sorry, I have a piece of popcorn stuck in my teeth. Excuse me. Oh, the deer are running out of the snow. So pretty. Sorry. Squirrel. There was a question regarding, like, how can you afford to take a trip when you can't afford this medicine? And, well, I can't, but I'm not taking a trip the day that I'm getting the medicine. The other thing is, if I have planned a trip, that sometimes you have to pay ahead of time for. So like the cruise, for example, we did have to pay some money for the cruise, but the cruise was a gift for me. Then we had to come up with a little bit of the money to pay for Jim, like his port taxes and stuff. So that trip isn't until May, but we had to pay it in January. So these stuff like that, you get like, okay, so right now the January budget is a little hard hit because we just came back from a trip, and then we had Christmas, and then we had a break issue. And then we had to come up with the money for the trip. So kind of a lot of stuff can snowball at once. So my point is, even with your best laid plans of having like, oh, I did budget for this and I did budget for this, and then we had an emergency brake repair, that I will tell you the truth. I've gotten my brakes fixed twice in Texas already at a brake place, and it was like half the price that I had to pay here. There isn't a brake specific place here. We don't have like, Meineke does mufflers. What's the other one? Midas does brakes. We don't have one of them here. We don't have a brake specialist, or I think the one in Texas is called Brake Check, where I got my brakes done a couple of times. That just does not they don't do exclusively brake checks, but that's what they specialize in. They do oil changes and tire rotations, but they specialize in brakes. So their overhead can be a little less because they keep supplies on hand for brakes, if that makes any sense. So that was just something that, even though I needed to get looked at, I had no idea what it was going to cost. So even if you prepare, say you have $500 savings for a car emergency fund, well, always up until this point, $500 has been enough in my emergency car fund. This particular time, it wasn't. It was almost twice as much as what we had budgeted for. So stuff like that can still come up in life. Getting a hospital bill you didn't expect. Well, the doctor said it was pre-approved, the insurance. Thank you. Doctor said the insurance pre-approved whatever it was, and you had all these things, but then all of a sudden you realize that you still get a bill because of, I don't know, an error code, or the doctor misunderstood, or a diagnosis issue. Like, you don't know what it is, but it could still hit you like a panic. Like, okay, let's see if this is really a bill that I have to pay, or is this something that somebody made an error on? And those kinds of things can come up where you have to kind of be flexible with it, because you don't always know kind of a situation, if that makes any sense. You don't always know what the future holds, what kind of thing. And I don't know that you all know that with Social Security, supplemental Social Security that I get because I have cancer, I'm not even allowed to have a savings account. I'm not allowed to keep a certain amount of money in my bank from month to month, or else they will retake my Social Security. So the way that Jimmy and I do it is, we're allowed to have some credit cards. You're allowed to have up to $23,000 in credit card debt or whatever. But we basically keep a card for the car dealership mechanic that we use. So we keep a credit card blank for that. So for car emergencies, we have this $500 credit card, but then you don't expect that this repair is going to be more than you budgeted for. So it's just kind of like you have to have like your plans for things to change. You have to be able to roll with it. You have to have like, not have to, but it's really good to have a support group or ask for assistance. That all to be said, those things are really important things in life. But they're not everything. And they're really, I don't know that I'm even saying that right. To plan for the best way, the best laid plans of mice and men, I guess. What do you say? God plan, you plan and God laughs. That whatever your saying, what am I saying? Whatever your philosophy on it is, that's what I'm trying to say. Whatever your philosophy on a savings account is, it's just sort of like you have to be flexible with it. You have to allow things to hiccup in your life from time to time. You know, you manifest positivity, but, you know, doesn't mean that the guy coming down the street at you manifests positivity in his life. It just means you try to do what you can for yourself, the best that you can. And it's just, you know, and just go with it. Live one day at a time. It's one of the things that I feel like this last year has taught me. Like, you never know when it's going to be the best day of the week, or you're going to have your best moments or hours or fun or laughter, and you just have to accept it and move on, you know. And today was a great day, tomorrow might be a better day, and you could say, oh, tomorrow might be worse, but you really just choose that kind of thought process. You want to choose to hope tomorrow's going to be the happiest, or do you want to choose that tomorrow could be disastrous? That's up to you. Nobody else can make that a decision for you. We did just watch Eat, Pray, Love, and sometimes that movie really helps me become more grounded. Basically, when you think life's material expectations are important, you watch a movie like that and you realize that none of it is. None of it's important. A good quote that I shared was, God is within us as us, which I thought was so freaking poignant, because we do sort of get caught up in whatever our teachings were as we grew up. You know, were you raised a Christian? Were you raised in the Jewish faith or Muslim faith, or agnostic or lapsed Christian, like whatever it is. None of that is important. All of that is materialistic, earthly findings or thoughts or whatever I'm saying. I think that you recognizing that you are made in God's image, you are part of God, God is part of you, you are God on earth, I think is probably the most important thing to recognize in a relationship with your higher power, whoever that is, whatever philosophies you've grown up with. But I'm going to sit and enjoy this sugar-free turtle blended coffee from Scooters with apparently mocha drizzle, just saying. And I'm going to watch a movie, and we're going to watch a mushy girly movie, because I don't get to watch them with my husband, but now my bestie's here, so I'm going to watch some mushy girl movies. And I love you. Please remember that. God is with you and within you and around you, and I love you, and I love the God that's in you, and I love the you that's gone, and all the things. It's you and you, and all that things. You know what I'm saying? All right, God. As long as you know. Nobody's told you today you're loved. You can always come by and hear how much I love you, because I love you guys very much. And as always, you take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.